it's Bryn again, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in and join the rest of us, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and also share. Don't be stingy, share. So today I actually want to do a quick video on something that I think would be helpful for those taking, Zepbound, Mounjaro, but more so people that are taking Tirzepatide and also Semaglutide, as far as like compound instead of like the actual pen that's from the manufacturer. So there was a mistake I made along the way, and I only made the mistake once. I actually do not want to see any of you ever make this mistake. So that's why I figured, let me just put a quick video together and tell you the mistake that I made. Okay, so basically, like I was saying in the first video, I was on Zepbound first, and then the shortage happened, and I wound up going to the compound route. So with the compound route, obviously the medicine comes in a little vial. And then what happens is you use one of these needles like this, which I believe they're known as like insulin needles. But in any case, they have like little units on it. I don't know if you can actually see that. There we go. So so basically you use this, you draw up the medicine from the vial into this, and then you inject it. Versus, let's say this is one of my old Zepbound pens, versus this, which Mounjaro looks similar, and so does Ozempic. So it's usually like a pre-filled pen where the medication is already in the pen, and basically it's just a matter of unlocking. Well, at least with the Zepbound, you unlock it here with the little lock. That's a lock and unlock here, and then usually it's like a little tiny needle that's in there. And usually you just, when you actually inject it with this particular type of pre-filled pen, usually you're putting it close to the skin. I just use my arm as an example. Usually put it close to the skin, and you press it and you wait for it to click, and then you just, you leave it in there until it clicks a second time, and then you wait maybe about 5 or 10 seconds, and then you kind of take it out, and then you're done with that. But with the actual, let's say Tirzepatide, or if you're using Semaglutide, with this particular thing, it's a little bit different. And I don't know, it's like I kind of knew in the back of my mind, but at the other time, at the other spectrum of it, it was like I was in a rush. And you know how that goes. So I wasn't thinking at the moment. So instead of with this particular type of injection, you're supposed to pinch the skin since it's subcutaneous shot. So versus this one, we just kind of put it to the skin. So you're supposed to actually pinch the skin, and then while it's pinched, then inject, obviously with the other hand. I don't know if I can kind of show it to you, my belly here a little bit. So usually with this type of injection, Semaglutide or Tirzepatide, usually you would pinch the skin, and then, obviously I don't have the needle on, but you would actually leave the skin pinched and then inject until you're finished, and then pull it out, and then, let your skin go. So what I ended up doing was I was in a rush, and I don't know, my brain just spazzed out or something. And I ended up when I used this, I did not pinch the skin. So basically what I did is I acted as if it was one of these pre-filled needles, and I just put it close to the skin. So what I ended up doing was injecting this way without pinching the skin. Now, this is what ended up happening to me. Again, everyone's different. Don't take this as medical advice, but I just don't want to see you make the same mistake I did. So by not pinching the skin and just doing it directly as if it was a pre-filled pen, what ended up happening, the first 2 days it was fine. But I would say about around day 3, the spot felt really tender. And I never had that issue before with prior injections, whether it was the actual Zepbound pen or with, taking the Tirzepatide this way with this particular needle. So I thought it was kind of odd. I was like, oh, maybe I just bumped into something, whatever, didn't realize it, and maybe that's, what the issue was. So anyway, make a long story short, what ended up happening was I started getting like a little bump, but underneath the skin. So like in the subcutaneous part, it was like a little bump, and it was, it was getting like a little hard, and it was soft to the touch. I mean, not soft, it was hard to the touch, but it was tender when I would touch it. And again, to make long story short, what ended up happening was the medication must have pooled in that area and just kind of like hardened. Now that happened to me maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago. So thank goodness, it didn't develop into anything more or anything like that. So it pretty much went away on its own. But it was kind of scary. So I just want to kind of put it out there so that way you don't make that mistake. So please, if you're using this type of needle, basically, and usually that's going to be when you're using compound like your Tirzepatide or your Semaglutide, please make sure you pinch the skin and then inject. Just because I don't want to see you go through that. Because while that was happening, it was very painful, and it was just anything that would rub up against it or touch it, it would just really hurt. And then just feeling that hardness there on the side of my stomach was not fun, and I don't want to see you guys go through that. So that's my little advice there. Please don't do it. Or just make sure you're not doing it in a rush, because it can happen. You're trying to multitask, do 20,000 different things at one time. So you may forget to pinch your skin. So I'm here to remind you, don't forget to pinch your skin. And again, it's only for like if you're taking the Semaglutide or the Tirzepatide with this type of needle. So until next time, my beautiful people, I will see you later. Stay blessed, stay well, and stay safe. Until next time, bye.